Hey, what's up, guys? So, I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to say for this video for the last, 3 or 4 days. And I think I got it narrowed down, finally. This is, the 5th take of this video, so hopefully it comes out right this time. So, in my life, I have been completely controlled by anxiety and panic attacks. My life has completely revolved around them, and I've missed out on all kinds of stuff I wanted to do, and all kinds of opportunities because anxiety and the fear of anxiety and the fear of having a panic attack controlled me. So, in my typical introspective, constantly looking for better way, I've come up with a set of techniques that has enabled me to lessen the control that anxiety and panic attacks has over me to such an extent that they're not an issue anymore. I still have anxiety. Sometimes it comes back, but that's okay. It tells me that I need to improve the things that I'm doing to take care of myself, and it tells me that I'm not loving myself in that moment, and is a good indication that I need to start doing that again. So I'm going to try to make this as brief and simple as possible. Some of these ideas are my own, some of them I've taken from other places, but I'll bet that I'm saying them in a way that you've never heard before. So if you have problems with anxiety or panic attacks, it might be in your best interest to finish watching this video, because you might get something out of it that might help you, and that's the whole point of this whole thing. So the system is acknowledge. That's the first one. Be aware of what you're feeling. Second one is accept, and I'll get into details about what these mean. Third one is release, and the fourth one is replace. So acknowledge, accept, release, replace. That's my four steps to freedom from anxiety. Ooh, that's what I'm going to call this video. That's good. So we'll start with one. Acknowledge. Acknowledge that you're feeling anxious. Now this is assuming that you are in touch with your emotions, and you're able to be in your body most of the time, and you're able to feel when your emotions start to change. This process works best when you catch the anxiety right away. Like as soon as you start feeling anxious, then you implement these other 3 steps and it's gone. It's not a problem. It works for me all the time. I've been living on the road for the last 3 months. Before this, I was stuck in my room and I couldn't even go to the grocery store most of the time. Like I would wait until my anxiety was low enough to go to the grocery store. It was terrible. It was so bad. Okay. So, yeah, acknowledge. So you realize that you're feeling anxious. Actually, I'm gonna describe this as something I do instead of you, because this is what's worked for me, and it might not work exactly this way for everybody else, but it has worked for me. So I know that there is a way out of anxiety. So don't give up, ever. Okay, so I notice that I'm feeling anxious, and then I allow myself to feel it all the way, completely feel it without judging it. I get out, I shut off my mind for just a second, and I just feel my body without judging it, without labeling it. I don't say I'm feeling anxious. I don't say, oh my god, this is scary. I don't think anything. I just feel it, and that's the accept part, because I just feel it. Because if you say, oh my god, I'm feeling anxious, oh my god, I'm having a panic attack, oh my god, like you're creating this terrible, terrible, terrible cycle, and you're never going to get out. Well, eventually you will, but it's going to suck for a while. So, you feel it all the way, and then, once you feel it, and your mind is calm, your mind's not freaking out anymore, or if you can catch it before your mind starts freaking out, that's easiest. Then you release, then you consciously think, okay, I've created some anxiety, or I'm feeling some anxiety, now I'm going to let it all go. I'm going to consciously choose to release all stress and worry and anxiety. and then that's the release part, and then comes the replace part. So in previous videos I've talked about how our thoughts create our emotional state, our the way we feel. They create our emotions, and our beliefs, and a lot of those are subconscious. So a lot of them we don't even realize. Something happens and we feel a certain way, but we don't realize it's a subconscious belief. That's subconscious, meaning we're not aware of it yet. That's creating that. You can figure out what those beliefs are, but that's another thing. So I have found that to be absolutely true for myself, and I'm a human and you're a human, so I can't see why that would be any different for anybody else. I'm a weird guy, but I'm not that weird. Like, we'll work pretty much the same way. So if you want to feel differently, the replace part, you think thoughts that are congruent with the feelings that you want to feel. And usually when I start feeling anxious and like panicked and scared, the opposite, like the way I want to feel, is empowered and in control and confident. So I think thoughts that are in line with that feeling, and not only do I think them, but I change the tone of my thoughts, like the tone of my voice. Like, instead of, oh my god, what if this happens, oh my god, you know, that's the anxious voice. I think, oh, I got this, this is no problem, I'm safe, everything's cool, I'm present in the moment, everything is awesome, I'm totally fine, I'm completely safe, there's nothing to worry about, it's just my imagination that ran away, it's no problem, everything's cool, I'm safe. You know, I think like I lower the pitch, like my thoughts, I sound like a strong, confident, empowered person. That's huge. Nobody ever talks about that. I've never heard anybody talk about that. I might make an entire video just on that, just on like the way that we talk to ourselves, like not just the thoughts, but just the way. I probably should, because I've never heard anybody talk about it. It's an incredible, like, profound thing that is huge for us. So that's the whole thing, is acknowledge, accept, release, replace. So there are different things that can cause anxiety. For me, it was all my imagination. It was always, I went straight to imagining what the worst case scenario was, and my emotions followed. I created all kinds of anxiety and panic attacks for myself that way. But also my diet, I noticed, if my blood sugar gets too low, and I'm not diabetic or anything, but if my blood sugar gets low, or I'm stressed out, or I've already had like major anxiety that day, or I'm tired, then I'm much more susceptible to anxiety or panic attacks. So I have to really like take care of myself that way, and like stay centered and well fed and well slept. Now I don't know if other people, if there's other things that can cause it. I don't know if like some people are just anxious all the time, like if that's a biological thing. There's so much proof that our thoughts change our body, our brain. Like, you can create diabetes with your thoughts. If you believe you have diabetes, and you actually like completely believe it, even if you don't, you can create it within yourself. Meditation changes your brain structure. Like, you can look at CAT scans before and after meditation, like people who have meditated for like 30 days, and it changes the structure of your brain. So I'm kind of skeptical whether some people are just hopeless. I think that there's hope for everybody, and if not, to completely eradicate anxiety, which I don't think is a good thing. It's a good thing to feel fear. Like, we probably wouldn't be here if we didn't feel fear. Well, maybe, I don't know. There are sociopaths and psychopaths. I don't know. That's something else. Damn, I totally lost track of what I was saying. Oh, imagination. Oh, yeah. Another thing that I do is, okay, so I imagine a worst case scenario, and one thing that really helped me on this journey of like getting rid of like anxiety all the time was I would counter that with imagining the best case scenario. I would imagine, okay, what's the best thing that could happen right now? Usually after that, I completely forget that I'm anxious, and I just like go off into fantasizing about something awesome. I don't even have like an example right now, but that was a huge thing for me. Man, I don't think there's yeah, there is one more thing I can say. Um I had to find a midpoint, a baseline mental state which is at peace and empowered in order to catch my anxiety right away. So, because for a long time I was constantly in anxiety and constantly depressed, I couldn't catch it because I was kind of always in it. But through meditation, I was able to create my baseline state that I'm in is at peace and relaxed and empowered. Yeah. So because I normally feel that way, when I do start to feel anxious, it's very obvious, and it's a sign that something's wrong. I'm not taking care of myself right now, and I need to. So I do. So that's very, very, very important. I recommend meditation to everybody for every reason. It's completely changed my life in every way. Everything has changed since I started meditating. And it's not, people make like, I don't know how this happened, but it seems like people think that it's like, so you have to like formally do something, you have to like sit all cross, like, you know, like, no. All it is being in your body and fully in the present moment, and not lost in your head, not you're letting your mind like chatter. It's constantly talking, and you're following it all the time, and you think that that's like reality, but reality is what's out here. Like, it's our thoughts that make what's out here mean anything. Out here doesn't mean anything without our thoughts. But if we can slow down our thoughts, or like just detach from our thoughts and fully engage in the present moment, that's meditation. And it's not hard. It's not hard at all. And it's not something you force or you do. It's something you're always doing. You just have to let go of your thoughts. You have to let go, and it's a very gentle. It takes no effort. It's not hard. Anybody can do it, anytime, all the time, and you already are all the time. You just have that extra layer of listening, getting fully wrapped up and engaged in your thoughts. Like, man, the first time I did it, it was like the biggest relief ever. Because my entire life I had been like so lost in my thoughts that like I thought that's what was real, was my thoughts, and I ignored my senses. And it's like, wow, it was just the most peaceful feeling I've ever felt, and it's stuck with me. It never like went away. So I really recommend that. If you want to know more about meditation, look up Eckhart Tolle. Read his book, The Power Now. That book absolutely changed my life, and many others. That was what started this whole like self-searching and seeking like higher states of being, and seeking a better life and inner peace and happiness and everything. So anyway, those are the most helpful and important things that I've learned that have helped me to overcome chronic, debilitating, crippling anxiety and very frequent panic attacks. Like, I had them like every day. And now my anxiety comes and goes, but I haven't had a panic attack for, I don't even know how long, months. And these things have really helped me a lot. And when I do get anxiety, I catch it, and I follow those 4 steps, and it's gone. It's not an issue for me anymore at all. Yesterday I was at the mall all day, like, and it, like, all the way across the country. I came from Portland, Oregon, and I was in New Hampshire. It's like, man, how did that happen? And it's because I followed these 4 steps. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions at all, leave a comment, message me on YouTube. I'll leave a link to my personal Facebook page in the description, so that if you want to add me on there and talk to me on there about anything, I would love to hear from you and hear what you have to say. Hear about your journeys. If you have other things that have helped you with anxiety and panic attacks, leave a comment. Maybe someone else will see it, or maybe I'll see it. Maybe it helps me. I'm always looking to grow. So, yeah, thanks for your time.